What's up, everybody? And Merry Christmas. This is Coach Ben coming at you with another voiceover video of us at a meet. I've been sitting on this video for about a week and a half now.
What do you think?
I have had zero time to do anything. Zero time.
We need 92
which is good. When you work in the fitness industry, if you're bored, you're not making money. So I'm very grateful to be as busy as I am, doing what I love, coaching and working at Midtown. So cheers to that. I just poured myself a nice tall glass of 18-year-old Glenlivet. Very thankful for this. And now that I got some free time, it's Christmas Eve. I just ran my last class of the day. I'm sitting here talking about weightlifting with you guys because, you know, what else would I be doing with my time? Yeah, we went to the American Open. It was me, Nick, Jake, and Emily. And Nick and Jake, as you know in my previous videos, are my new guys. They, I don't think I've brought anybody to the national level as fast as I have with them. So either A, I'm getting better at coaching, B, I'm getting better athletes, or C, a combination of both. And I think that's probably a combination of both.
Come on, Nick.
I'm very, very happy with the progress of these two young guys. They're very, you know, for how young they are, they're very dedicated and disciplined in the gym. So I don't know anything about what they do outside the gym, but when they're there, they're on point and they're working hard. So I'm happy to have these guys on my team. They've been really great for the club. So here's Nick. He ended up going 100 and 124, I think.
Come on, Nick.
So one thing I will say is that I think that I don't have as much experience coaching lightweight guys, because one thing that I did was I bumped him from 100, which was his opener, to 105, which was his second attempt, thinking that it'd probably be okay, you know, taking the 5-kilo jump, because that's what I would have done.
Get out.
You know, usually when you coach women or lighter weight classes, you take smaller jumps because, you know, otherwise you'll be sitting for a while, especially at a national meet. So we ended up sitting like 12 attempts in his first and second attempt, and it ended up not working out for us because his adrenaline, you know, levels just dropped, and he was just not as fired up on his second and third attempt. So, but we played a little bit smarter on his clean and jerks. Went from 120 to 124. Very solid. His jerks are getting a lot better. When I first got him, he's a big old freaking meatball. He was probably like 5 foot tall, 5 foot wide of just jacked muscle, whatever. So he's less of a meatball now, and he's more of a weightlifter. So he looked good. I'm very happy with how he did at his first national meet. Here is us at the Abraham Lincoln statue. That's the one thing I wanted to do when I was in DC, and I got to do it, and you get to see it live. Well, not live. You know what I mean. But yeah, DC is a crazy town. Driving there is horrible. It is probably the worst experience driving in Washington, D.C. I would not recommend it. If you go, just take Uber, you know, take Lyft, use the public transportation, whatever. Do not drive in D.C. It is awful. Parking your car is just not going to happen. Just don't even try. Don't even try. Another thing about DC driving, people just U-turn whenever they want. I don't care if they're in, you know, bumper-to-bumper traffic. They will U-turn wherever. So just be on the lookout for that. Yeah, man. Driving in DC, it does things to you. So by the end of the trip, I had bought gloves just because. Oh, we went to Lululemon, and of course I had to stop in and buy something. So I bought these gloves, and they ended up being my driving gloves, and I was basically Jason Statham by the end of the trip. And I was every bit as jacked as him as well. And I knew karate. Alright, so here's Jake, the baby giant, aka Cupcake. He's got a lot of nicknames. If you follow him on Instagram, I think his name is Jake the Trouser Snake. So just, I don't know what that's all about, but well, I don't even have Instagram, so you've been warned. let's just leave it at that. So Jake ended up snatching either like 125, 127, something like that. You could tell he was definitely nervous on his snatches. I mean, it's freaking 19 years old, first national meet. I'd be freaking nervous too. But you know, he got one on the board. Didn't look all that pretty, but you know, we're already working on things to make it look better. Clean and jerks, I think he hit. I think he only made one. 147 his opener. Then we went to like 151, something like that, and then he missed the jerk the first time. Then he got called for a press out the second time. So, you know, he got on the board and he was competitive. He looked good. So that's pretty much, you know, all we're looking to do. He was in the B session, so it's not like he's gonna win. So I'm happy with how well he performed, especially when he loosened up a little bit on his clean and jerks. So yeah, nice job, Jake.
Yeah, reset.
Come on.
Deep breath. Heel drive. Yes. Together.
We got 16 seconds, Sam. Keep going, Sam. Sam, pull the bar off, Sam.
Push. Very good. Reset. Deep breath. Put out. Yeah, together.
1 second left to go on the clock.
Come on, Jake.
Push. Come on. Reset. Deep breath. Straight drive, foot out. Yeah. Oh.
So that's what happened. I think he got a little bit dizzy on coming up out of that clean, and he just put that jerk a little bit out front. But you know, he looked good. I was happy with how he was lifting. So we're already working on things to kind of improve his jerk, improve his footwork a little bit. This kid is like full of questions. He asked me like just random questions like all the time. So that's good, I guess. But there's got to be a healthy balance of like asking questions and like working out. All right, so moving on. Here's Emily. She ended up bombing out. So here's the thing about that. Great lifters sometimes will bomb out, and it's just the way it goes. You know, you prepare for months. You work out, you train hard, sometimes you're going to bomb out. It's the way it goes. It's part of the game. But, you know, one thing I will say is that she didn't do as good of a job, you know, taking care of her weight before this, so she had to cut pretty close to 5 kilos going into the meet. And I want you to listen to this number. 3%. 3% is the amount of body weight that you can lose comfortably before meet without affecting your performance at all. Some people could handle 5%, but I tell everybody 3%. So, did that play a part? Perhaps. But I will say that she looked great in the warm-up room, and once she got to the platform, it did not look so great. I think that perhaps she just needs a little bit more practice, you know, perfecting her start, or everything from approaching the bar to lifting it off the ground. You know, that's the reason why I walk out there so fast when I compete, is because I want to keep every start the same, and the less things that I have to repeat, the better. So we're going to work a little bit more on you know, trying to maintain focus, you know, keeping the attention more immediate rather than, you know, spread out. Like when you're lifting weights, I always use this analogy. You need to be like a center in football. You know, just hike the ball. Not the quarterback. The quarterback is looking all over the place. He's planning, he's strategizing. No, your job is to hike the ball every play and do it the same and as best as you can every time. So we'll talk more on that later. But either way, you know, she bombed out, but she got 83 in the snatch. It was only, what, 2 kilos below her best in contest, and we opened at 83. She missed 86 behind her. It's not like that's not horrible. As a matter of fact, she snatched a lot better than I did by comparison. And her cleans, I mean, they were just a little bit out front every time. They just weren't there. So it happens. Alright, so here's me. I'm a little bit smaller since last time I competed. I weighed in at 110, which is the lightest I've legitimately weighed in probably years. But I didn't feel any weaker at all. I felt really strong. Snatches, the most I'd snatched in the last 6 months is 143. But I still, that was like my main weapon, I guess you could say, going into the meet. So I really wanted to be aggressive on my snatch attempts, and I'll show you how that worked out for me. I'll say this, it was a good strategy, but you know, sometimes strategies just don't work out the way you think. So here you go. This segment of the video is called That Feeling You Get When You Nail Your Opening Attempt.
Now wait for it!
Yeah, that 141, that shit felt easy, you know, and like it should. Your opening attempt should always feel easy. But 146 just wasn't happening, man. And neither was 148. The thing about snatches, you just can't bullshit snatches. If you haven't been snatching 148, 150, you're probably not going to be able to snatch 148, 150. But I went out on a limb. I wanted to be aggressive on the snatches, and that's what it got me. So, strategy on the clean and jerk was to be a little bit more conservative. 171 would be good. It would get me on the board. But I'm pretty much the only super heavyweight, you know, who was there who has a hard time cleaning 400 pounds. So I knew that even at 100%, I wanted the sure thing, which was 1 kilo more better than I've ever done. And as it turns out, I got it. 183, all-time PR clean and jerk. Done at a national meet, so I feel pretty good about that. This meet for me was kind of bittersweet because I was like 2 kilos away from getting a bronze medal, which is like kind of one of my goals, is to get a medal. You'd think after 9 years I'd have one, but I don't. But you know, if you're gonna lose, you might as well lose to Sean Rigsby. I really like Sean Rigsby. He's one of those guys that I kind of just, you know, I kind of stalk on Facebook, whatever, just kind of see how he's doing. He's one of those good guys to just kind of measure myself against, and I knew that he was going to have a good meet this time around, so I kind of wanted to compete against him. It's not about, you know, liking or disliking someone. I just like to compete, and he's a good guy to compete against. We also have a mutual love for music of the metallic persuasion, so we have that in common as well. Speaking of friends, one of my good friends, who's also a coach, Jacob, counted attempts for me at this meet, and honestly, I really like it when Jacob coaches me at a meet because he's a really good coach. If you're someone who has got a lot of questions about weightlifting, he's one of those people whose opinions I actually respect when it comes to lifting weights. So give him a shout on Facebook. You know, hit him up, and he'll give you. He's one of those guys that won't shoot bullshit at you. He'll just tell you what you need to know. So it's good that there's people like that out there that actually know what they're doing. So here I am getting ready to take my 183 attempt. I'm really proud of this lift. I'm getting psyched up in the back there, got the headphones on, getting jacked up and ready. But you'll notice that when I get out on the platform, the setup is always the same, and I'm all business, you know. My main thing is I'm the coach. I'm supposed to look confident in what I'm doing. And you know, if I'm not, then what am I doing? I'd be basically just wasting my life, you know? How is someone going to listen to what I say if I don't look like I know what I'm doing? So that's one of my main motivators for competing nowadays is, you know, to lead by example. Oh, here. Speaking of which. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I know it was a long video. Thanks for all your support. We couldn't have gotten to American Opens without all the people that donated to help us get there. And thanks for watching.